Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
A poor soul of noble origins, a squire tested in battle, a knight-errant forged in Camelot, a man strengthened by love. Join Adam as Sir Goliston and Craig as the Game Master in Blood and Lust, a King Arthur Pendragon duet game of chivalry and mythic adventure. Let us win glory for our king, who will reward us with honors and lands, and the devil take the hindmost. So, you have 20 rounds to get to this maze, or else she wins. So you take off and you're kind of jogging along the maze, trying to find a place to go. And the first round, you you hear like a songbird kind of tweeting along, and it's kind of like tweeting, and you kind of have a feeling that like it's kind of singing out to you. What do you do?
Well, considering the kind of good omen by the songbird earlier, I'm going to try to follow my course in the direction of where I'm hearing the songbird.
You get to it, and it just starts singing a little tune to you. It's like, and it looks kind of like excited to see you.
I look at it, and I try not to like be too distracted by it, and I continue to try to find the center of the maze.
Alrighty. The next round, you hit a dead end, so you turn around again. And can you roll me an awareness check?
That's a fail. 17 on a 9.
Alrighty. You're going around, and you're probably just rushing a little bit. You're probably excited, but you hear Aelli kind of hurrying past on the other side of a hedge wall, and like you have this feeling like you can't be that far behind her, and you eventually turn the corner, and there's like this this open garden area. So you remember seeing from above there is a couple of topiary figures. The first one you see is like the stone boar. And as you look at it, can you make me a forgiving roll?
That's a pass. 9 on a 12.
All right, check your forgiving. You hurry along and you see like another path, and it's kind of like a little hidden path that's not like one of the main ones. And you see another of the open areas, and this one has like a stone lynx in it. Can you make a generous based roll?
Pass. 1 on a 17.
All right, good. And as you're going, the next round you kind of pass Aelli coming from the other direction. She hurries by you, only saying, "My lord," and then kind of laughs and takes off. You just keep going past her and trying to find the center?
Yeah.
So the next area you find is like a another one of those open area, but this one has a stone serpent in it. Can you make me an honesty-based roll?
Pass. 9 on a 15.
All right. You are about halfway through your rounds when you're running by another maze hedge, and you hear Aelli on the other side again, and she's running, and it sounds like she's like exerting herself quite a bit. You can't be that far away. But this time you come out into another one of those openings, and there's a stone figure of a robed and hooded man carrying a scythe. But this time when you're there, you notice that Aelli is there as well, and you're both kind of looking up at it. Can you make me a just-based roll?
Pass. 11 on a 16.
You look down and you see Aelli looking like something struck in her head too, and she kind of smiles, and she says, "Only 2 left," and she darts off in a direction.
Yeah, I run after her.
Oh, so you're trying to follow her?
Well, like, I guess, because, like, I don't know. I don't want her to be, like, ahead of me in the maze. I don't know. I guess well, actually, yeah. So it's like, if she, like, runs off ahead of me, I'm kind of, like, assuming that she's picking the the best direction. So I don't know. I'm probably going to like follow her, but still try to like run past her, but like playfully, of course.
And you do pass her, and the next opening has a stone figure of a hawk in it. And can you make me a merciful based roll?
Pass. That's 4 on a 9.
All right. She you take off and head towards the next one, but you glance over your shoulder, and you see this look of worry on her face.
I stop and I kind of like just like stare at her for a second, and I'm just like, what is it?
Well, she failed her honest and passed her deceitful. So she says, it's nothing, and then kind of like smiles and then darts past you real quick towards the next one. Assuming you follow because she was going in the direction that you were heading, there is another opening. This time has a stone wolf in it. Can you make me a trusting based roll?
Pass 10 on a 14.
Let's see. So, again, like you brush by unbidden by it, but you see her, like as you leave, she's still kind of there. It appears that she's contemplating something, even though you have a feeling you're really close to the center of the maze now, and she's just kind of like sitting there with like her, like a worried look in her eyes.
Goliston is like starting to run ahead a little bit, and then he stops and kind of just like looks back, and then he walks back to where she's standing, and kind of he kind of just like well, he's not leaning on the hedge, but he's kind of just like standing, catching his breath next to her, and he's just like, "What is it, milady? Why are you in such deep thought over this statue?"
She's going to choose to be honest and say, I just have this terrible feeling. You've never been here before, have you?
To Camelot or to this maze?
To the maze.
No, I haven't.
I believe you. You know, we're alone out here.
Milady, you have nothing to be afraid of. I can protect you from anything.
She makes her trusting. Well, and she smiles. If that's the case, and she sprints past you ahead. And
he like lets her get a little bit of distance, and then rushes after her.
Are you attempting to make it like close? Are you trying to let her win? Are you going to try to like just barely beat her? What is your goal here?
He's going to like try. I mean, he wants it to be fun. He's not trying to just straight up let her win in like an unfun way, but he's not trying to just like grossly beat her. Like just so he lets her get like a few second head start, and then he's going to kind of just like run as fast as he can to try to like beat her, but he gives her like a head start first, and then he kind of, I wouldn't say sprints, but he is like in a full run.
Let's have an energetic roll and a dex roll, please.
Energetic is a 20 on a 15, and dex is 17 on a 10.
Despite your plans to make it look like some sort of like close race, you're actually a lot more tired than you thought you were, and you wanted it to be close, but you actually come like trotting in like several seconds after her, and you're like completely out of breath and have to like stop and catch your breath. It must have been that last glass of wine you had forced on you.
Yeah, and he's just like he's really winded, but he's still kind of like laughing the whole way up. He doesn't look sad to have lost.
So first off, check your lazy, because you botched your energetic. But she says, "Oh, dear me, it's that was a close one after all."
Ah, very close, but it was you that won, milady.
Indeed. And she kind of waits for you to catch your breath for a little bit. So, where is my prize?
And then Goliston is like, I feel as though I'm the one that is. I feel as though it was I that won. And he leans in and gives her a big romantic smooch.
Kissy. Um, honestly, do you have a romance skill or flirting?
My flirting is a lot better than
Would you
my
like to?
romance.
Yeah, it's kind of a flirting move because you're just kind of going in for it despite losing. Roll your flirting.
So do I get the +3 on this?
You're wearing your fancy clothes and you got your glory.
Okay. So, my skill is 15, but I rolled a 17. So if I get my +3, then I would pass.
Yep. So close to being a crit, but still
I know,
check
so
it.
close.
She's kind of still swept up in it, and like the camera pans out, and you see the two of you kind of standing in the center of this maze. It's a broad circular area, and you're surrounded by this moat-like pond, and you're in the middle of this little island in the center, and you see little footbridges running to it. There's rings of lilies, and you see like fireflies all around you. Well, you paid your end of the bet, and you part lips a little bit, and she's kind of looking at you, and you're just getting lost in those beautiful ocean blue eyes, and then she's just kind of like collapses, almost like in exhaustion.
And Goliston is just kind of like enjoying the moment, and then he kind of just like feels her just like, kind of like weightless in his arms, and he's just like, "Oh, my lady, shall we return to the feast?"
Oh, let me rest a little while, and you actually, let's see how clueless you are. Let's roll intrigue or romance. I'll let you pick.
That's a fail. 18 on a 7 for intrigue.
Yeah, that wouldn't pass your romance either. So, like, she's just kind of like lying down, kind of like, I just need a rest, and she's like looking up at the stars.
And he's just like kind of clueless, and he's just like, "Oh yes, indeed, yeah, lay down, milady."
And she's kind of like looking at you like, and she's like tugging on your pant leg.
And like after he'll like kind of just be like, "Oh yes, of course," and he lays down with her, looking up at the stars.
And you are pretty tired yourself, and like she's kind of like pointing out the different constellations and stuff, and she kind of like engages you in some like courtly philosophical questioning, and she says, "Well, I'm just interested in your opinions on some of these, and let's say there's a man that defiles a site sacred to your faith, and enraged that the priest there allowed his brother to die because his people worship gods the priest says are evil. The priest insists that you slay the defiler for his transgression. Would you?"
Goliston he's just like shaking his head, and he's just like, no, this surely is not the way. My lord himself is a follower of the pagan ways. This kingdom is made of all sorts of faiths and followers. That is not a way I'd be inclined to agree with. And he's kind of just like he leaves it at that. He doesn't. He's a Christian, like no doubt about it. But he doesn't have any kind of like ill will or disrespect to pagans. Like his lord is a pagan, and he doesn't judge them for being pagan at all. That's like the old way,
And she nods, and then she's like, "Oh, doesn't your Lord God command that you should, cast out sinners?"
Indeed, he does. But Lord God understands and forgives.
Even to those who would defile his holy sites?
And like Goliston kind of just like contemplates it in deep thought for a second. And he's like, it's tough for me to say.
Would you like to maybe roll for it?
Yeah, I'll roll. Because he's not really the most religious man. So he doesn't really know like what God commands. Yeah, he'll roll.
So maybe merciful versus spiritual.
So I fail my merciful with a 17 on a 9, and I pass my spiritual with a 3 on an 11.
All right, check your spiritual. And then she kind of thinks for a little bit and then says, Without meaning to, a friend insults you in front of the whole court, revealing a lapse in your honor when you did something that you now regret. He realizes his error, but refuses to make more than just a token private apology. Having only stated the truth, as he says, do you accept this small recompense or demand more for your forgiveness?
If the statements were true, one cannot be blamed for taking offense, but they must accept when true statements are made about them. A private apology is more than one can even ask for in that situation. So if a friend is willing to give one, it is a most honorable thing. Public apology would not be warranted in that sort of situation.
And then you're kind of realizing that she's sort of playing the devil's advocate with some of these. And then she says, well, wouldn't it be an insult to your pride and your honor for anyone, let alone a friend, to question this?
And Goliston is like kind of, he wasn't considering it this way before, but he's kind of just like, yeah, it's like, indeed, I suppose you're right. It is a matter of honor. My lady, you caused me to think of these ideas in such new ways. And he's just kind of like, staring into your eyes and stuff.
Don't worry about what I'm suggesting. Worry about truly what's in your heart. Would you forgive your friend?
Indeed, I would. Okay, so like in Goliston's mind, being vengeful is kind of like, I would say it's kind of like his weakness as far as like I wouldn't say like the bad side traits, but like the right side traits, like that's the one that is highest for him, especially when Sir Amryn died. Like that was like almost like bolstered. So he like is thinking about that and kind of like thinking about how that's like a weakness of his. And he's just like, he's going to say, one should always try to forgive.
Okay, check your forgiving. And finally she says, a man accused of slaying members of your lord's family is innocent, and you know this beyond any doubt, yet there's no evidence other than your own testimony to clear him. Your impassioned lord, crying for vengeance, is blind to the virtue of your word, and demands that you slay the man. Do you?
I would do anything asked of my lord, even if that meant slaying somebody that was innocent.
Even if he's innocent?
I would hope that my lord would have the foresight to see a man's innocence, even beyond his own grief. But if it was what my lord commanded, is what I would do.
But what if he was just completely blind to what's going on, and you knew true in your heart? Shouldn't a knight's word be enough?
Indeed it should. Any good lord would listen to his knights, take what they have to say into consideration, and would not act out of such grief and passion. Yet I am beholden to my lord, and I would not be where I am without him, and as such, I would have to do as he commands.
And she nods and seems to accept this, but she's also kind of like contemplating something, it seems.
What's on your mind, milady? Have I upset you?
No, you are very well argued, and I have many things to think about. Perhaps it is time we getting back.
And I get up and I help her to her feet and take her arm again.
So we'll fast forward to a little bit. You probably just drop her off as the party and as it's dying down, and make your way back eventually to the pavilion tent, and Baldric's there waiting for you, and he's kind of helping you out of your dress clothing. And he says, oh, my lord, what was it? What happened? Where'd you go?
Baldric, many things to tell you. And later on that night, like when we're both kind of in our private chambers, I'm basically doing like middle school, like girls sleepover style, telling him like in detail everything that transpired over the course of the night. And then and then she beat me in the race, but we kissed, and then we laid down and he's just going over like everything. And he's like, he doesn't
over analyzing everything.
Yeah, he doesn't even feel like he has to embellish because he just feels it went very well for him.
So yeah, I eventually your Squire Baldric will recommend a cold bath before you go to bed. But yeah, so the there's still quite a lot of stuff going on at Camelot. But the next morning, you're swept up once again into the hustle and bustle of all the Pentecostal activities. It's almost more than you could keep track of. We missed this earlier. So what sort of trait would what sort of skill would Goliston try to like get involved with? Because earlier you were tested on your intrigue. What one would you pick to kind of show off with?
Harp playing, because I'm feeling very high spirited and just like the world is so great right now.
All right, so let's do your harp hero. Get your red, your green, your blue, your yellow, and your orange keys. That's a terrible rock band joke, but
oh no, I got it. I got it.
Let's roll your play harp and see what you get.
That's a wait, actually. Oh yeah, that's a fail. That's a 11 on a 9.
Yeah, so I have this scene of, is that with your bonuses?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have this scene of like you trying to like work out this like sappy love song, and it just turns into like Wonderwall, and like
yeah,
like everyone's like, oh man, that guy's trying way too hard. But later that day, you do get word that once again the Queen's Knights is having their annual tryouts. If Sir Goliston is interested in that.
He is interested in redeeming himself from last year, but he's like still not. He's like not sure he can cut it still, but he's just like, it's like Sir Gregor told me when I was his squire. You know, when you fall off the horse, you get back on, and that's what I'm going to do.
So, what are you bringing to this challenge? Because it could be whatever the Queen wants to do. What are you bringing? What are you wearing?
Let's see. Do I have a different outfit than I wore to the hunt? And how nice is it?
So you have your best clothes are always going to be your best clothes unless you buy better clothes. And fashion is not one of those things where you're expected to wear something different every day.
Still going to wear the best clothes.
Yeah. You're two Libra clothes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Baldric makes a squire roll and gets them looking fresh for you. So you get your +2 value. So you're gonna wear those. You bringing anything? You prepping anything?
I bring Baldric. I want him to bring my prized horse Kelly. Yeah, he's gonna have my weapons, my sword, my lance. If anything, just for appearance sake. As far as other things, I'm going to bring. I'm going to like try to rent a falcon beforehand. I don't think I have my own falcon, but I was like kind of embarrassed last time when, you know, it was like time for the falconry. And I don't know. I'd rather just have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So I get like I get Baldric to meet with a falconer and I give him the whole coin purse and I say, just give me like a decent one. Not the best, but better than, better than middle,
Are you buying a bird?
Actually, I think I'm going to take the dip and buy one because, this is, I'm feeling very confident in myself and I'm now a respected knight and, it's, I need to, certain things I need to have. I can't just be renting and borrowing. It's embarrassing for a knight. And I'm telling all this to Baldric, of course. So make sure you get a good one, I tell him.
Sorry, you could get a trained hawk for about 80 denarii if you just want like the basic package. You can always spend more.
I'll just get the basic package.
Okay. Yeah, it's about 80 denarii. So it's 240 denarii per libra, or librum. So you get break it down and do the math. And Baldric's really like he shows up to the thing like obviously not happy to now have to hold a bird on his hand and lead a horse and all the other stuff, and recommends at some point if you want to be traveling with this thing to get a boy for it.
In due time, Baldric, in due time.
All right, so he's standing there, bird on his arm, your horse reins in there. He has like your weapons, like he's clearly handling as much as he thinks he can at this point. I'm guessing you brought your mail, but it's in a packet. But so you come striding up to Queen Guenevere's pavilion, and she's she's looking hot. Got like little palanquin on the ground next to the pavilion. She has like her feet up, sipping lemonade. A few of the other knights are kind of like stretching out a little bit. Some of them are like tuning lutes. Some of them are like scratching out pieces of paper, and like they're all kind of like getting ready for something, but no one quite knows what it is yet.
I kind of step up and join the crowd of participants, crack my knuckles, kind of dust myself off. I'm getting ready for something, even though I don't know like quite what this contest will entail yet.
Yeah, and you see Sir Tor's out there, your good friend from the hunt earlier. He's wearing these like tight yellow hose, and they're going like all the way up, and like I mean, you are what you are, but man, he pulls that look off, and they're nice and tight. It's really showing off his assets, and he's like doing like some stretches and stuff, and no one really knows what the task is going to be. But if you would like to make an intrigue roll, you can see if you could find like a hint about it.
Fail 17 on a 7.
Yeah, you're clueless. There's just way too many activities going around, and you're looking up at the ladies of the court, and they're all just kind of like fanning themselves or attending to the queen. And at some point, you hear the church bells ringing, and like Queen Guenevere kind of inclines her chair and pulls the cucumbers out of her eyes and says, "Oh, it's that time again. Oh, all right. I suppose we should get on with this. You there, knights? Line up.
I join the queue.
So, my good knights. Let's see. This year I think I need some entertainment this year. So I'll like a story, a speech or a song or something, and it should be about love. So think on that. But first, we're going to start with the questions. And y'all are lined up, and she and the ladies of the court kind of go by one, asking different questions. Queen Guenevere gets to you and asks, "Good night. Can a knight bound by an oath to serve an unjust lady break said oath upon discovering the lady is false?"
Indeed, the knight can, I say with confidence, but not entirely sure.
Do you have a skill or personality trait that you think like backs up your answer?
It would either have to be courtesy or for personality.
I would accept courtesy.
Maybe just. I don't know.
Yeah, either of those, either just or courtesy, I'd accept.
All right, my just is better, so let me do my just. 16 on a 16.
Well, that's a critical. So first off, check it. And despite the fact that you seemed a little less confident in your answer, like there's that look in your eye that like that seems to speak that a true just lady would be just and would and like serving an unjust lady doesn't really keep a knight to hold to his oath. And she kind of like nods along at your answer, like, "Oh, okay, yeah, fair point." And she moves on to the next. Eventually she gets back around and says, "Good Sir Knight, can a lady in good consciousness commit to a proper love affair while in mourning?"
Indeed. I believe that the heart wants what the heart wants. And even when we mourn for the loss of our beloved friends and family, we are not immune from the throes of romance. And he's very much like thinking about Sir Amron's daughter, Lady Aelli. Surely she is grieving right now, but does that make what they have wrong? Goliston would say no, it's not wrong.
Okay. Do you think you actually said her name during all that, or was that in his head?
That was like in his head.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely not putting that out there.
Yeah, like the queen and some of her confidence kind of do like a quick huddle behind you, and like there's a shrug, and she says, "Oh, okay." Moves on to the next person who is like kind of cracking under the pressure of seeing this beautiful woman asking him questions twice in a row and actually wanting the answer. And you probably have a feeling like, oh, that was me only a few years ago. The queen eventually gets back around to ask you a third and final question. Good Sir Knight, if a lady is without a father or brother, who then shall decide her eligible for marriage?
Her uncle.
And there's some like more huddling and talking, and like it's like one of those, well, yeah, she has an uncle, yeah, you could do that. And then there's another and the lady's like, well, no one said she had an uncle. And then another lady says, well, no one said she didn't. And then the queen makes a ruling, like, okay, yeah, that one works. You got it. So you advance on to the next round, and the questioning portion of the events is over. But the queen then says to like the few dozen of you that are left, courtly love is a dangerous game, and those who play for lust rather than love are often richly rewarded in scorn. So with that being said, I want each of you to tell me a story, sing me a song, weave me a tale of how you first found true love. So then there's like a short break as people tune their lutes, or they're scribbling on papers, or doing vocal exercises. And again, in Sir Tor's dance, stretching for interpretive dance. What is Sir Goliston going to do?
Can I still, even though I had like a pretty shitty go at it earlier, still think the harp is my best bet to do this. And I think that I can maybe do it without being too on the nose, putting too much of my cards on the table and saying literally what I'm talking about. But I want to try to like play a song on the harp that is about when I encountered the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life in the forest during a hunt. And I was hunting a majestic creature, and indeed I found one, even though it wasn't the one I sought. But that's just like what the music is about. I'm not literally saying any of that.
Yeah, it's all about the hunt for a unicorn, but
yeah,
the unicorn is like symbol for something else, something even more pure.
Exactly.
And then there's like a lady in red, but the red is the heart's blood pumping or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have a few minutes. So if you want to try to roll compose to try to give yourself a bonus later on, you could do that. You don't have to.
I only have a 1 in compose, so.
Oh, I guess you don't have to. Maybe someone else could write it for you next time. But are you feeling inspired at all?
Yeah, definitely like inspired by my love, for one.
Well, it'd be Amour at this point.
My Amour, yeah, of course.
All right, sure, yeah. Roll me Amour. You have the choice of either Guenevere or Aelli, but I have a feeling I know which one you're going to pick.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny though, because like if you had like, what is your Amour for Guenevere? 12?
12.
If it was like a 16, like it could get weird, and like if you rolled like weird, like suddenly like it's talking about her. But you're feeling that way because she's present, but since you're being inspired by Aelli, yeah, definitely roll that.
So that's a 13 on a 24.
All right, that's not quite a crit, but it's enough to give you a +10 onto your play harp roll. Actually, you're still wearing your fancy clothes, right? Yeah, then that would be a crit.
Oh, okay.
So that'd be a crit on the passion. That's a +20, so it's pretty much an auto success. What's your play harp skill?
My play harp skill is a 6, and then the +3.
Okay, so you need to roll under a 29 on a 20-sided die, so that means 11 or higher will be a crit.
I got a 6.
It's still a good showing.
Still pretty proud of it.
Yeah. No, like all the ladies like, yeah, the imagery's there. Yeah, okay, I get it. So you basically do the like a medieval version of Lady in Red or something, just rocking on the harp. Yeah, so like it's acceptable.
It's that George Michael saxophone thing.
Yeah. So the queen kind of convenes with her ladies and says, "Well, we had a good showing this year, and we're going to take some time to decide, and we'll get back to you after the Pentecost tournament."
Goliston is like pretty pleased with how he did. He doesn't really feel like he embarrassed himself, at least. So he's just like kind of he heads back out to where Baldric is, and he's kind of just like, oh, Baldric, go put that awful bird away. The contest is wrapped up for now.
Oh, very good, Lord. And it's like crawling up his arm, up on his shoulder, and like it's on his head. And you can tell like Baldric is not used to holding like a trained raptor. And it's like the bird is kind of like controlling him almost.
And Goliston is feeling relieved that he didn't really have to handle it either, because he doesn't have that high of a skill in falconry.
You got a bird, so you can practice now, though.
I might do that.
So, Sir Goliston, you have the rest of the day before the big tournament the next day. Is there anything you want to do, prepare for? Any plans?
I think he would just put Baldric on the task of making sure that everything would be ready to go for him. Just kind of like how he was ready today, just having things on standby. He just wants to make sure that whatever he does decide to bring is going to be ready for him. And he's not like entirely sure what that's going to be right now, but he says that's of no matter. Just get it all ready.
Baldric nods and like, he starts pulling out your chainmail to kind of like polish it up and make sure all your leather straps are good. Brush down the horses, make sure they're fed, and you probably like do a lot of that yourself. And while you're getting prepared for the next day, she looks like a serving girl, comes up and kind of like calls out to Baldric, and like he goes over and like they start talking, and then she hands him something and he puts it in a pocket and then walks back to you.
What is it, Baldric?
Well, my lord, it appears to be some sort of token. And he hands you this like little golden chain with like a golden locket on it. And there's like a little note attached.
I wish I could read this. Maybe Sir Gregor can decipher it for me.
You also know that that priest over at the cathedral from the previous years.
Okay, yeah, I actually probably would show it to a priest instead, because kind of somebody more neutral in all of this, I guess. Somebody that I don't know is more outside of this circle in a way. So it would seem more discreet to kind of like get it read by a priest, because I'm not really sure what it is. If it's like, from Aelli or what. This has something to do with the contest.
So you go up to the same priest that you kind of struck up some rapport with a couple years ago, and you show him the locket. Do you just show him the note? Are you explaining anything?
I show him both, and I don't really explain much. I'm just like, Your Holiness, please, I'm not yet able to decipher this. If you could tell me what this means. And I kind of just like place the token and the note to him.
Well, he looks down at the token and kind of eyes it, and then looks down at the note, then reads it off to you. And it says, "Father always said you were a good man. Wear this at the tournament for me. Yours." And then it's just the letter A.
When the priest tells him that, he he like picks it up and he holds it close to his heart, and he just kind of like does that like, oh, like he like just kind of like is like blushing and just like holding this close and just kind of like daydreaming. And then he like kind of like stops and collects himself, and he's just like, Thank you, Your Holiness. And he puts a generous donation in the box.
How generous are you being?
Thinking maybe like, I mean, it's going to be like, it's not going to be copper. It's going to be denarii. Because also I don't want the priest to talk. And I kind of want that to be implied a little bit as well. So I'm thinking maybe like,
you could give the rest, denarii. Like the other half Libra from your cousin and the hawk, whatever's left from that. Or was it more? Or was it less?
I think I'm just going to give him like just like 50 denarii. It's just like a little, just like a little tip.
Yeah. Yeah. The priest thanks you for your generosity and introduces himself as Bishop Baldwin, actually, newly appointed Bishop of Camelot.
Thank you, Bishop.
And he says, well, son, just make sure that chastity wins out in this. God is watching.
Of course, sir. Of course.
It's actually your grace for bishops now.
Indeed.
And he kind of smiles and gives you a wink.
Thank you, your grace.
All right.
And congratulations, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah. New bishop robes. Comes with a cool hat. I can move diagonally a lot more.
So yeah, Goliston's probably like skipping with excitement right now. And he does wear the token.
And the next day, as you're coming all dressed up in your full harness and you're leading your best charger, Kelly, to the list, you're registering for the tournament and everything, and you hear a bunch of ladies like whispering, like, he's wearing Avieli's locket. What do you think that means? What else could it mean? She's never let anyone else wear that.
Goliston, like a big smile kind of grows on his face as he hears that, and he kind of just like puffs his chest out a little bit, wearing it a little bit more boastfully.
I like knights. Do you like knights too? If so, check out our Scion, Temptation, and 13th Age games for more chivalric role-playing.